Powered by Riverside.
UNSCRIPTED KAYFABE. Tune in to Spotify. Tune in to Apple Podcasts. Tune in to iTunes, to Apple Music, even Heart Radio. The Unscripted KAYFABE is the product that we watch. To analyze the product, to watch the product, to discourage the product, to encourage the product. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, oh boy, we're getting a rant. Welcome to the Unscripted KAYFABE. No rumors, no dirt, oh bullshit. This is the Unscripted KAYFABE. KAYFABE.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Welcome, everybody, to the Unscripted KAYFABE. I'm your host, Spades here. Today's topic of discussion, which product is better? If you're new here, the Unscripted KAYFABE has been going on since almost a year, but if you're new here again, so give you a little heads up. We went live for Elimination Chamber, and we also went live for, I believe, the Wrestling Tutors podcast. Well, nonetheless, it's not about the Wrestling Tutors podcast. It's about the Unscripted KAYFABE today, and it's not about the show that we covered, Elimination Chamber. We did. Did we? The Unscripted KAYFABE, why is it called the Unscripted KAYFABE? Because, again, if you've been living under a rock, I don't know, KAYFABE is the product, and what is spoken is unscripted. It's honest. I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit. I'm not. I'm gonna give you an honest take at the end of the day. A lot of people say they love pro wrestling. We're talking about product. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. We're getting down to every single fucking thing. It's between WWE and AEW. Which pro wrestling company in 2026? So far, we're in March, is putting on consecutive great television. Which pro wrestling company is putting on incredible television? So that for us to watch. Is there a pro wrestling company that is putting on incredible television? I won't say incredible, that's a bit high bar for them. Any of these companies. All I'll say, these professional wrestling companies are putting on television, and that's what we're going to discuss here, I guess. Yeah. I'm going to start off with AEW. You know, AEW for me, for 2025, a lot of the sickos out there, as much fucking sickos you guys want to embrace, and you love being sickos. AEW for me in 2025 was majority of the year, majority of the Dynamite episodes, majority of the fucking storylines. They had the gall to call Adam Page versus Jon Moxley the best fucking feud of 2025. Where the fuck did that feud begin, huh? I'm just not even done over 2025. There's gonna probably have some like things that I read about 2025. What these are not decisive opinions. I'm sorry. What the fuck you mean? Why is Adam Page and Jon Moxley? I'm a huge Mox fan. I'm a huge Adam Page fan at the end of the day. But why is Moxley and Adam Page was no fucking voted as the best feud? It was not even a fucking feud. It was him just challenging for the championship. It was about his fucking redemption. It was not about him, Mox and Adam Page. Like, honestly, nobody cared about Mox and Adam Page. You can't even compare to Cody and Roman. You can't. It was about Adam Page winning the championship. It was not about the feud. Like, this was the best feud, apparently. And the worst feud, it was apparently The Rock and Travis Scott and Cena. Man, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. First of all, that's not a feud. Like, it can be in a worst angle, a worse storyline. Must be. But a feud? The fucking IWC, these fucking journalists, or, you don't want to address them, but at the end of the day, they're fucking spewing bullshit out there. So. But AEW in 2025 was a huge disappointment for me. I did not like the shows, I did not like the Dynamites, the majority of the Dynamite stuff. One Dynamite that fucking went out there and brought the A-game was Spring Break, where Tony Khan surpassed Nitro, and that's where they fucking, I think, did their best, basically, all year. Yeah. 2025, where Tony Khan absolutely fucking surpassed Nitro in being the longest running show on Turner broadcast. That's what he did, surpassed Nitro. So far, all pro wrestling companies in this year have not clicked. They've not clicked at all. They should be clicking, but they haven't clicked. These pro wrestling companies so far in 2025, just in 2025, the year 2025, not clicked. WWE's absolutely, I think, one of the worst years under Triple H, if not the worst year, actually the worst year under Triple H. Absolutely, at best, good John Cena tournament of fucking retirement, whatever thing he did. This was the company's biggest star ever, and that's what they did. Second of all, not just Cena, but everything else, mediocre. Mediocre, fucking television. No, this is the fucking moment that this guy fucking goes off for. So, there's some heat that I got off 2025 that we have not discussed because I've been off of this shit. I've not covered pro wrestling. I have not talked about pro wrestling. We've not done the unscripted case. We've not covered these shows since 4 or 5 months at least, I would say. It's been a half a year nearly. It's been half a year nearly since I've stopped covering. So, I have some other important shit to care about. I would not give my time to dull shows, and you got Stranger Things season 5 was out there, so I had to be part of that thing right now because, man, that's a different experience, and I don't give two shits about pro wrestling. I didn't think I covered Cena's retirement tour, or I didn't think I covered his retirement match. Other than that, I didn't really cover really anything else. I don't think. Yeah. It was AEW based, or even if I was doing this only AEW shit, but I just couldn't fucking care less. So I didn't cover World's End. I didn't cover the Rumble. Again, as I said, I was in the whole, this was like the Stranger Things, whatever. This was the show's last 5th season, so growing up with the show, I was not gonna fucking give my time to pro wrestling in that moment. It was gonna be all about that shit. It was gonna be all about Stranger Things at the end of the day. But now I'm back up for like half a year nearly covering this shit again, so. But my opinion understands about 2025 still, which I didn't get to talk about. That's what I'm going to talk about again. I believe that 2025 had absolutely worse things on both sides. WWE's PLEs were fucking full of advertisements, and oh my god, their fucking advertisements are all over the place. Every single where, like, literally everywhere. It's not all over, it's like on the freaking post, it's on the freaking map. It's like nothing but advertisements. It's fucking commercial everywhere, honestly. Like so many advertisements. It's like, can you stop? But you know, they're not gonna stop. They make fucking great money off of it. So for them, it works. Other than that, man, AEW on the other hand, as I said, except that show that Tony Khan did to surpass Nitro, you want to stick it in fucking Eric Bischoff's face. Hey, Eric, I surpassed Nitro. We are the longest show on Turner Broadcast. Fuck you, Eric. That's what he wanted to do, right? At the end of the day, I mean, he got what he wanted. It resulted in a really great show, probably one of the best wrestling weekly shows of the entire year, in my opinion. I'm not giving you whoever's opinion it is. I think it's a top 5 for me at least. That show that they call Spring Break, where Osprey had a match with Konosuke Takeshita, and I believe there was some Josh Alexander versus Adam Page on that show. I don't know. But I believe Josh Alexander debuted on that show. I'm not sure about it. It was a year ago, I believe. But that was their best show all year. That's just my opinion on that. I think their second best show was close to maybe the one they had at Fright Night Dynamite. I reviewed that shit. That was the last one of the last shows I fucking reviewed. Fright Night Dynamite, man. How frightening good that show was. It was a frightening great show. It was a Fright Night Dynamite. So since then or something, I mean, I've covered maybe here and there, but I don't know more about that. Fright Night Dynamite. So that was a really good, it was frightening good. It was like frightening good for Tony Khan to put up a show that involves story and a bit of like narrative of you have more like backstage segments. The show flew really well. That whole angle of, I mean, I love the whole last thing where Adam Page dressed up as Tony Schiavone. Basically, what Tony Schiavone's costume was. I don't know what he was wearing actually, but I don't remember what he was wearing really. But he dressed up as that, and that was cool. I enjoyed that. So overall, 2025 for pro wrestling, for the pro wrestling television, for weekly pro wrestling shows, man, it wasn't a good year. Okay, it was absolutely like the AEW on the other hand was putting on absolutely the worst television every single week. Like it was just random match, random wrestling, nobody fucking cares. Random match doesn't make sense. So many things AEW did on that year that I can tell you that didn't make sense. Regarding the fucking Jurassic Express. Kenny Omega, and all that shit with the Jurassic Express, with Jack Perry, with I believe a lot of Kyle Fletcher, Don Callis family. It was a bunch of hokey pokey shit, basically. It was not, and I'll say again, it was not a good year. It was not a good year watching AEW. AEW was absolutely fucking dog shit. Dog shit. Nothing more to say. To me, it was dog shit. I enjoyed 2024 more because we got Swerve and Adam Page. We got something real. I will not fucking give you any glimpse of my care for that. I won't. I just don't give two shits about it. I just don't. I don't care about 2025 AEW. But again, I have to tell you what I felt about it. Don't care about it still. I don't care about what we got on the shows really, because it didn't really make any sense. 2024, I'll tell you what I actually do, because there was not really lack of like investment of story on the show, and like if I wanted to care, like there was not like enough story. There was not enough anything to like for me to like fucking drag it. Start of the year we got Mariah May versus Toni Storm, which was cool. Man, Adam Copeland versus John Moxley in 25. You cannot tell me why AEW fucking sucked last year. And what they do. You know, never fucking forget this one right here. Adam Page defeating Jon Moxley, them putting this statement out, them putting the story out that Adam Page is going to vanquish the Death Riders, and then what happens is Death Riders stay on television and they don't fucking go away. I don't understand why the fuck you had pulled that narrative out there that Adam Page was going to fucking fuck up the Death Riders, fuck up Moxley, it doesn't matter, who cares. Yeah, they basically fucking messed with you for no reason and said, fuck you at the end of the day. We don't care. They said, we don't care. And I'll give them the fucking shit back. Man, fuck you, and I don't care about your product, okay? I don't, because you insult our intelligence by giving us something like that. You fucking do an angle where you are trying to pull a situation where Adam Page is going to win the championship, save AEW, the savior of AEW, and what happens? He fucking faces, they sell this as the best thing ever, as one of the most greatest, if not, they call it the greatest thing in AEW ever, honestly. They have Adam Page winning the AEW World Championship. What happens the next following Dynamite? No fucking progress. And what happens is they regress, they go back to Jon Moxley and Adam Page again. Man, what the fuck are we doing here? Why are we doing Jon Moxley and Adam Page in a singles match? Stupid, honestly. Nothing, it didn't make sense. It made no sense. You killed the climax. You reached the climax of this fucking movie, a story you're fucking telling, and then you kill it. Are you kidding me at the end of the day? I absolutely don't understand why they did that. I don't know. That was my worst thing about AEW. WWE, again, commercial and all the fucking shit they did. Their shows didn't feel premium. One thing about AEW was just exhibition matches in 2025. I don't care about these exhibition matches. What do they have to do with anything really on the show? Like, why am I getting Jon Moxley versus Roderick Strong for no fucking reason? What do they have to do with each other? Like, why am I getting this match? Tony Khan basically picked up a fucking WWE SmackDown versus Raw or WWE 13 or 2K, whatever fucking controller, and picked up a fucking video game and just said, hey, I'm gonna book this exhibition match. It's all dream matches and fucking exhibition matches at the end of the day, man. What the fuck are we doing? You know, this is, so 2025 just basically tells you that AEW was not the same AEW that started in 2019. It was not. AEW that was about more something the fans can relate to, like the Young Bucks and Elite, whatever, and the whole shit that happened then. With Adam Page's whole redemption arc, his first redemption arc. You know, that storyline they told weekly, that was good shit. That was really good. That was one of the best television, I think, in wrestling ever. If not, I mean, one of the best. I'm not saying the best. The best is probably the fucking Attitude Era, Nitro and WWF at the end of the day. But you know, that was that good, and now what we're getting is not that good, especially in 2025. What we got. So overall, my exaggeration about the show. It's not I'm not over exaggerating anything, but if you think I'm over exaggerating about it, I'm not. I think it was that bad. I absolutely believe it was that. I watched it. I watched these fucking random Dynamite matches. I covered it. I don't want to blow smoke up your ass, but that's how I feel. And I don't care. I'm not here to say, hey man, I love great pro wrestling. We all love pro wrestling. Man, let's be real. You not everything in this fucking world is great, okay? And pro wrestling can piss you off a lot of times, so it's not like we gotta say, hey, we all should be happy, we love great pro wrestling. Stop being so fucking positive. It's not real. You feel like fucking AI-generated fucking robots. I don't know. Fuck with your positivity. Get out of here. AEW and WWE both had shit years in 2025. Brock Lesnar and the whole fucking WrestlePalooza shit, man. You know, I find that fucking hilarious. I find it fucking absolutely dog shit hilarious that went out there. Moving on from that, man. I mean, both companies, I think, you know. I mean, the whole Brock Lesnar shit at the end of the day was just fucking ridiculous. They haven't beat him for what? What? What exactly? Absolutely fucking nothing. Nothing, really, honestly. Just a roadblock for Cena to lose because Cena's gonna fucking get squashed. Cena is not better than Brock Lesnar. You just proved me a fact because Cena's never gonna wrestle now, so that's why you're telling me now, hey, Cena can beat Brock Lesnar. Brock is an absolute beast. Cena is no match for Brock Lesnar. Thank you. Got it. I got the understanding of that. Okay, I got it. Yeah, I said again. Fuck WWE. Overall, wrestling product for both companies, man, was dog shit. The whole fucking, like, television shows, I mean, they lacked story and just boredom and just, I mean, at least the WWE, like, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown was fucking awful. We don't want to talk about that. We're not even covering that on this show. I mean, good God. SmackDown is in the boat of fucking collision, please. Especially the latter half of the year. Don't get me started on that. Actually, I don't think it's as bad as collision. I'll take my statement back. But it's slightly better. Not by a huge margin. Like by a fucking feet, maybe. I'll give them that. But SmackDown was definitely worse than Dynamite. I'm not even sure. Actually, no, it wasn't worse than Dynamite. Take that back too. It wasn't worse than Dynamite. It wasn't. Dynamite was that bad too. At the end of the day, those shows were not it. They were not it. All these shows that WWE put on, weekly shows, like, Raw was, at least Raw had some, like, feel into it, some story, some logic, like there was logic in the show, and there was some good story here and there. But overall, the WWE, the wrestling product did not suck. I think the wrestling product was absolutely dog shit in 2025. I absolutely believe that, yeah. If it wasn't for it really, we're talking about the mainstream, like, wrestling product. We're not talking about fucking CMLL or Mexico or other goddamn countries. My wife's going to fucking puberty. Good God. I'm 20 years old. Who gives a fuck? I'm not going to puberty. Whatever. But at the end of the day, both wrestling products, they're not on the level of, like, what we got before. I think TNA did really good. I think TNA to me was the promotion of the year in not North America, but in US. In the United States, I believe TNA was the wrestling promotion of the year. In terms of what great business they did in the United States. We're not talking about North America. North America, I believe, it goes to CMLL because CMLL was cooking in 2025. But in terms of the United States, I give them to TNA. TNA was the best promotion, and I believe they created more. TNA came out of nowhere with their WWE's partnership. But didn't really help them. They didn't really help WWE on the other hand, but who gives a shit about them really? It helped TNA, I would say that. That Bound for Glory show was really good. I really, it's a really great. I'll fucking watch that show again. I don't know watching that show. It's a really good show. It was a really good show. To me, it was a top 5 from 2025. Man, AEW had another fucking dog shit. AEW's pay-per-views were not that great, man. I'm gonna give you just an example of why AEW in 2025 even sucked more. We got Dynasty, okay? AEW fucking Dynasty. Why? Why did we get that? Why did we get that? Why?
Powered by Riverside.
Powered by Riverside FM.
So, all the other shit that we just talked about here on the Unscripted Kayfabe. AEW Dynasty was not at all good. It was, in my opinion, I mean, I'm gonna give you any fucking glazing out here for AEW. I'm not gonna blow smoke up your ass or something. In my opinion, AEW Dynasty was the worst. I think a lot of wrestling fans mean one of the worst AEW pay-per-view ever. In 2025, the 2025 AEW Dynasty was the worst AEW pay-per-view ever. In AEW's pay-per-view history, yeah, that was the worst AEW. The crowd was so fucking, like, fatigued. The show, the crowd was fatigued. Adam Cole, when he was wrestling freaking Kyle Fletcher, when he dropped that belt to him, he was fucking fatigued. I mean, that show just had a fucking... And then having the Bucks come out there to say, fuck you, we're not putting the championship on Swerve. You know? It was just a fucking dog shit pay-per-view. It gets for me, it gets at best a 1.4 out of 10. I'll be a little bit generous. I'll say at best it gets a fucking 3 maybe. 3 out of 10. And that 3 goes to Omega, Mike Bailey, and Ricochet for the AEW International Championship.
Powered by Riverside.
Powered by Riverside FM.
So we're back out here, folks, again. AEW Dynasty, except that Mike Bailey and Ricochet and Speedball, Ricochet and Kenny Omega's match at Dynasty. That show, even that, I mean, that match shouldn't blow me out of fucking water, but I'll go back and watch. If AEW posts that match on their YouTube channel, because they've been doing that a lot to get fucking views, because they cannot get any fucking traction on their own shows. That's why. That's also a thing that I've noticed. AEW has gone back, started uploading more fucking old AEW matches that have fucking, when their product was really at its fucking peak at that time. They're going back to doing that, so they're not going back to doing that, but they're doing that. They're doing that. They're basically putting on fucking their shows, not their shows, but their matches, like some incredible storytelling matches or whatever, dream matches, it don't matter. They've already happened. They're putting them on their YouTube, and they're getting fucking views out of this. I mean, they're so fucking petty for views. Fucking Collision can draw, I believe, on what does it draw on YouTube? 5K at sometimes too, like 10K, 20K. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Collision's drawing that much. Are you kidding me? That's how bad Collision is. So, AEW is not fucking doing great on that side of their YouTube. I mean, they're not. And in their old pay, because I mean, you know, I remember the time where AEW did on YouTube like 5 to 10 million views a week, at least, all roundabout. They did fucking 10 million. They did 5 to 10 million views on YouTube at least. Oh, in a week. Because when CM Punk was there, man, that's what tells you why CM Punk is so important. And why people want to shit on him. And he's that important to a professional wrestling company. And to this day, he is their biggest star. Phil Brooks, CM Punk. So AEW again didn't have the best year, neither did WWE. Actually, AEW had one of the worst years ever, in my opinion. This is my opinion. I think a lot of sickos out there will fucking wish death upon me, and will learn the fuck they want to wish upon me for saying that. But it's my opinion. They'll fucking say dog shit about people because they can't handle something. It's my opinion at the end of the day. You know. And AEW was dog shit in 2025. Worse than they were in 2024. I absolutely agree with that. I think we've gone over that shit. I think I've talked about AEW, how awful it was. Wrestle Dream, my god, that show also fucking, what the fuck. Dynasty was a fatigue. Watching AEW Dynasty, I'll say, yeah, man, that show was a fucking fatigue. WWE, on their hand, also didn't have a really great 2025. WWE had a fucking awful 2025. Those shows were fucking lame, boring, doesn't fucking matter. SummerSlam and WrestleMania were fucking like small pay-per-views. They're supposed to be bigger shows. Survivor Series was fucking dog shit. That's a statement definitely I'll make it out there. That show, Survivor Series, man. I put it on and I'm like, I'm having like, I was fucking eating popcorn and I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? We don't need war games, Hunter. Triple H, Paul Levesque. We don't need fucking war games all the time. You have fucking ruined war games. War games was cool before. You do it every single fucking year like it's fucking Hell in a Cell. Stop it. Go back to the traditional Survivor Series methods. Stop fucking producing war games all the time, you fucks. On Survivor Series. It doesn't help anything. You fucking put war games in a women's situation. It's like, oh, we hate women. We hate women because women can't. Bro, that fucking war games is one of the worst it is the worst war games I have ever fucking seen. Garbage. I've gone back to see WCW War Games. Man, that WCW War Games were like cool and fun, and they made sense with story as well. These ones in your hand, man, these are fucking, there's no blood in this shit, there's nothing. That women's War Games, fucking Io Sky jumping off the fucking cage. So that's gonna break you down here, man. Both companies didn't have the best years. I would say they had their fucking worst and downright bad years. Not WWE's worst year, I would say. But in terms of product, I would say one of the worst WWE years and definitely one of the worst AEW years. I think for AEW, the worst AEW year. I'm not gonna fucking blow smoke up your ass about that. I'm not. I'm not gonna sugarcoat and glaze and say I love pro wrestling. Fuck off, and I'm not gonna do that. Please. AEW and WWE right now in 2026. We're going to discuss that, but I have to get some shit on my chest about the past a little bit. I mean, the past bothers you sometimes. You got to get it off. You got to get it off. You got to talk about what I felt about 2025. This is my example for pro wrestling in 2025. No awards go out here, man. I'm giving fucking Wrestling Observer newsletter fucking awards or Dave Meltzer gives. I'm not giving that shit. I'm not. I'll give you my honest opinion, and that's what I'll say. These are my honest opinions and what I feel like. An honest take on the whole 25 year of pro wrestling. I'll give you 2 awards. CMLL was the best promotion in all of pro wrestling. And TNA to me was the best professional wrestling promotion because they did really good in 2025. Not in North America, but one of the best in North America, but the best in the United States. I'll just leave it at that. So far, we're into March. We have really gone into the year so far. We are entering March in 2026. And right now, the pro wrestling product for both companies, let's discuss that. I have not watched WWE products. Majority, this WrestleMania season, first of all, from the WWE side, has been fucking not awful, but bad. It's been bad. It's been really bad. It's been boring as hell. This is WrestleMania season, and we're getting boring shows. Royal Rumble was not a bad show. I will not say it was a fucking bad. It was so bad it sucked. It wasn't a bad show. At least for me, it wasn't. I didn't feel it was a bad show. Was it a great show? Hell no. Was it a bad show? No, it wasn't. It wasn't a bad show. I thoroughly enjoyed that show. Not everything entirely, but some things here and there. Two things at least. The men's Rumble. I mean, I'm only letting it pop for Royce Keys, maybe. Whatever cares. I said Powerhouse. Actually, first I said Powerhouse Hobbs on the fucking Titantron. I'm like, oh, Powerhouse Hobbs. Speaking of him, yeah, WWE has no fucking credit. We'll go over to that. They have no fucking credit plan for him. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Why would they bring him in then? He signed with WWE, you know. He's at AEW out of Guantanamo Bay. Out of, TK Land, Tony Khan's Dungeons. He's out of there, so. Do I think WWE hiring Danhausen is a good move? I would say it is, because I enjoy Danhausen. I've enjoyed him. I find him entertaining, you know. I do. I really enjoy Danhausen. I do. I find Danhausen quite entertaining. I'll leave it at that. I love that he cursed Dominic Mysterio and then he lost the championship. I mean, if you do that, you know, if Drew McIntyre's getting cursed on SmackDown, then probably he's losing the championship. Who knows? I'm not just blowing up your showing your ass, but that's a big possibility that Drew McIntyre may be losing the championship. So both companies right now in 2026. It's crazy it's 2026, I forget that. We're done with 2025 a lot. In this freaking unscripted KAYFABE podcast, whatever you're talking about. Both companies right now, they're positives and negatives. I'll go over WWE here. WWE has been majorly boring, and I am not watching Monday Night Raw. I skip a lot of the shit I don't like on the show. Majority of the show is fucking boring, okay? It is absolutely boring. Majority of the show is boring. Other than that, so that just gives you what I feel like with WWE. WWE's product has been boring in 2026. If it wasn't for CM Punk and Roman Reigns, I would probably not give two fucks about WWE's product. I wouldn't. The WWE product has been awful. It has. There's absolutely nothing good to say about the WWE product. It's been fucking boring. No excitement, no lack of narrative or story. It goes here. It's just fucking one person being attacked by the fucking Vision all the time. Like, nobody cares about it. Like, can you stop? Can you stop doing the same whole act again? Like, just stop it. The Vision. Like, no, please. So the whole WWE product, I mean, it's been boring. Vision every single week, attacking LA Knight, Jey Uso, and all that shit, man. I don't care. I don't. Monday Night Raw has been boring. SmackDown, I don't watch. If I do watch, man, the last thing I watched on SmackDown was, I believe, it was a triple threat match. But that's the last thing I can really remember, honestly. Cody. I mean, I don't know. Cody and Sammy something, maybe. Drew McIntyre, the segment, a little bit. Logan Paul versus, I don't know, who was it? Logan Paul versus Jacob Fatu. Just a little Drew, I started the show at the end of the show, basically. Both shows are boring. WWE in 2025 has been goddamn boring. I don't care about 2026. We're talking right now. Might be worse than, if it wasn't for Roman and Punk, now I will not give them the benefit of the doubt here, but they did put up a really enjoyable show that I watched, the Monday Night Raw show they put up after Chamber, which was quite predictable. I mean, they got a lot of bad remarks and reviews from a lot of wrestling fans and whatever the fucking podcasters and journalists and everybody fucking shat on Elimination Chamber. Honestly, rightfully so. They don't ever deserve any criticism. That show felt soulless. Like, you know, like how Cody's soul was taken down. I felt like Rock took the soul out of Elimination Chamber last year, basically. So like in 2026, the Elimination Chamber show in Chicago, where the crowd is the most hottest all the time. A Chicago crowd of pro wrestling. The show felt lifeless. Show felt it had no soul. I'll just leave it at that. It had no fucking soul. It had no soul. Elimination Chamber had no soul. That show that it did on Saturday, that show had no soul. The one they did in Chicago, yeah. It had no soul. To me, it was like, even Becky, like, there just matches. I'm like, okay, this show absolutely has no feeling to it. Like, I can't feel this in WrestleMania season. I can't feel this was the same Elimination Chamber they did last year. I mean, you have to top that, but you didn't top that. You fucking failed miserably. The opposite, absolutely. This show was not garbage, but I already went over the Elimination Chamber. The show was freaking soulless on the Unscripted KAYFABE. We already went over this shit a few days back. If not that show, and again, if it's not CM Punk and Roman, WWE's product right now, boring, lifeless, generic matches, not generic matches like Tony Khan books on fucking 2K or whatever he's playing, or AEW Fight Forever, the video game, which didn't get any great remarks too. But lifeless, boring, same angle, same thing, no progression, no progression in story, just you're doing the same shit over and over again. The vision, getting attacked, the vision, getting LA Knight vision. It's like the fucking vortex of visions, and like, it's good God, enough, honestly. So the video product to me has been, if it isn't for Punk, and I'll give you my thoughts over the Raw show, which I think was a sleeper show, because I didn't expect Raw to really deliver, because my expectations are low, really low for WWE's Monday Night Raw weekly episodic television. I believe this show was because it like really flew really well, and I enjoyed the show like completely, thoroughly. I found I didn't hate the Americano segment. I didn't hate anything on the show. I'm not hating on the Americanos, I didn't hate anything on the show. I thoroughly enjoyed the show. Completely, from top to bottom. Rollins felt like a freaking badass out there. Wet hair, the whole like freaking like jacket and whatever, like for freaking like not the flashy stuff, you know, he's a more cool edge vibe. I like it. It's a cool edge to Seth Rollins' character, wearing the whole mask outfit and doing that. I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. I really did. Other than Rollins, and then obviously Gunther and Dragon Lee, man, what a fucking banger, great match. Like this shows that if you give these wrestlers opportunity, like Dragon Lee and Gunther put up a great match. Holy shit, what a great match that was. I loved it. I was like, oh my god, they're actually giving us a really great match with Dragon Lee and Gunther. I wish Dragon Lee beat Gunther by count out though. That's just my opinion. I felt like that would have been a bit more, you know, you don't want Dragon Lee beating him in the ring because he should not be losing, but if you or he should not be getting pinned, I would say. But if you can have Dragon Lee beat him like in the ring, no, don't beat him in the ring. Sorry, beat him outside. I would have preferred it. I would have really preferred if Dragon Lee beat his ass outside. He didn't. Spoiler. But I would have loved it. Dragon Lee beating Gunther again. True count out. I wish they did that, honestly. I mean, and then absolutely Dragon Lee should be fucking murdered. His mask should be taken off. He should be choked out. He should be absolutely murdered. Like, Gunther should absolutely murder him. But again, Gunther, you know, people can chant it. You got counted out. You got counted out. You got counted out. Whatever. Like, you lost. You lost. You can chant at him. That's heat. That's heat for Gunther. I would have loved that, but they went the other way. That's what they feel like. Gunther still absolutely fucking destroyed the guy. You know, they give Dragon Lee something maybe to work with. I don't know. I mean, the dude's been fucking dead, really. Who cares? Unless this whole AJ Styles tag team shit something going on. The whole Dragon Lee and him being part of LWO and freaking who else and who. Here and there we got the. Like, who cares? Nobody does. It was dead to begin with. But again, Dragon Lee, you know, it's back at a little spot here. He's back in that spot that he's doing better, I would say. He's doing better now. He's back in that spot where, for me at least, I would say he's doing better. Dragon Lee is doing better. Hopefully he does more better, but I don't know. That time will tell. I can't tell you what everybody wants because everybody feels what they want to do. And they will fucking want to showcase Dragon Lee, they won't. And you will not get to see that Dragon Lee again. So, I would have done it the other way, but that was just my thoughts on it. Other than that, the wrestling product, I believe, for me, generally, the show, I believe it was show. Not the show, other than that, the show was really great. It was great, but it was really enjoyable. I wouldn't say it was great. It was good. It was a really good show. It was really enjoyable. Everything in Seth Rollins masking, unmasking, whatever, Paul Heyman stomping him out, that shit started off hot. AJ Lee's promo, I think I liked it. I didn't hate it. I liked it. It was great. It was okay. It was good. Maybe I'll give that or that, but I want to see AJ Lee and Becky Lynch again because I'm sick of the whole. I think I'm so tired of this Becky Lynch gimmick. Maybe. I mean, she has done this work with her gimmick. It's time to change it. You know. And it's time for Becky Lynch to not be in this Intercontinental Championship position. We gotta move her. Doesn't mean she needs to win a championship. Maybe she needs to be more of a bit of feud. I think she's done everything. She's a freaking first ballot Hall of Famer. Okay, let's not even get me started here. So Monday Night Raw with that whole shit going on right now. She is. So I enjoyed the show really thoroughly, a lot. But again, if you give them the benefit of the doubt, I'm not gonna give them the benefit of the doubt because they're fucking awful. They can put up great shows. I mean, let's be real, majority of the shows so far, 2025 was goddamn boring. I mean, right now it's been boring until this show. They put it was a sleeper show, I believe, definitely. I think it was a sleeper show. Because I didn't really thought into it that, oh my god, I didn't think of it, I was like, this show's gonna fucking deliver. It didn't. That's just my opinion it was then, but you know, I didn't think like that. That it was gonna really deliver. And it did, so. It was better than what I expected, much better. I expected I'm gonna have to skip majority of this show. Because I don't care about all this fucking garbage. I don't care about Javon Evans wrestling Rayo Americano or Bravo or Rio, whatever the fuck their names are. Rio Americano. I don't care about that. I don't. But overall, give them again. I'm not giving them the benefit of the doubt. I just can't because this shit has to go weekly. Every single week, you gotta show me this. In this entire WrestleMania season, what we got tonight, it needs to be much better. It needs to be much better next week. It has to be. It has to be. I just can't give them the benefit of the doubt. I can't blow smoke up their ass. I just can't do that. I can't. WWE's weekly shows have been fucking awful. They have been boring as goddamn boring as trash. They have been awful, okay? I don't enjoy them and they're not good. They're not good. But I think this was a sleeper show. I have some stuff to discuss about here about the product earlier. Charlotte Flair, you know, I think it was time for her to jump into that position up there. But I think they're keeping her away from the chain because people are obviously going to complain that, hey, Charlotte's back in the main event division. You know, there we go, Charlotte Flair again. Here we go again, it's Charlotte Flair. Like, great, yeah. But I was honestly hoping for them to choose Charlotte Flair versus Jade Cargill because I think that's a match that I would like to see. Still, kind of, not really. Jade Cargill is not premium. Jade Cargill is on appeal. Jade Cargill is just not it. She has the look, but the look is just not it. You gotta wrestle. You gotta be an in-ring great pro wrestler. Honestly, her character work even comes off as freaking fucking awful. It comes off as fucking corporate eyes, built out of a freaking Titan Tower machine, or whatever, like something that Vince basically made himself. She basically made Jade Cargill into what she looks like. A fucking gazillion dollars, or whatever the hell she looks like. Like a fucking Titan, that's what she looks like. A freaking statue of gold is what Jade Cargill looks like. And that's what she's built like, so. But overall, her wrestling is not good. It's not. She is not good in the ring. Her character work, not good. The whole, like, you know, she sounds sassy as much as she wants to be, she's not good. It doesn't come off, it comes off so scripted. It felt like this is like the most scripted I can see through you, basically. This is not it, okay? It's not. So, WWE's product, I've given you enough. They're positives, and there's not that many. And there's only one positive that's right now going on. That is CM Punk and Roman Reigns. That's the positive. That's the goddamn fucking positive. It is CM Punk versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. That's the positive. That's what they have done, and that's what I'm interested in. That's the one thing I absolutely care about. Nothing on the show other than that. Maybe it will be Gunther Rangster if they're building to that. Maybe it could be Brock and Oba. I don't know if they're really building that. We don't know about that. You know, Brock said open challenge or whatever the hell. I don't know about that. So it's either going to be one or the other. But other than Roman and Punk, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk, I don't really give two shits. I find everything WWE fucking, I don't care about it. And I think it's boring, it's repetitive, it's the same shit. It's like I'm sick of it, I don't want to see it, I'm going to easily skip forward it. And I don't really want to talk about it anymore. I don't. It's repetitive, the same fucking thing over and over again. Like, can we move on from it, please? Can we please progress and move on and go up the ladder? But no, we're not going up the ladder. We're sticking in the same position that we are for 4 months. Like, enough is enough. Tell more progression in the story. Don't regress it. Progress the story. Move it forward. And don't stick there and don't stay there basically for however the fuck you want to stay there. That's my thoughts on the WWE product. And I absolutely believe the WWE product is not like the worst, but other than Roman and Punk, I'll give that will explain you my reason right there. That should tell you all. Roman and Punk is probably the best thing I care about going in WrestleMania. Everything else, they can make me care about it, and that's their job. I'm not the one who's writing for them. And neither I don't want to, because probably we're going to be fucking shut down. You got fucking Bruce Pritchard running there who has a Vince McMahon in his ear every now and then, so please, don't get me started on that. Overall, though, again, I say other than Punk and Roman, I'm not gonna blow smoke up your ass. It's bad. I don't care about it. It's not good. AEW. Let's get into that. Let's get to top of the hour with AEW, man. AEW.
Powered by Riverside.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Alright, folks, back at it. AEW. Their product seems more better to me. I am more into Tekla than I was before. I feel like Tekla has been built really well. They went really slow with her, and they really slowly built her up, and now she's the AEW Women's World Champion over there. The Women's Champion, I don't call it World Champion. The Women's Champion in AEW. The World Champion, what the hell you want to call it. She is the Women's World Champion in AEW, and I'm really into Tekla. I'm into her gimmick, her character. I like it. I like Tekla. I do. I think they've slowly worked her up in the ladder. Tony Khan has really worked up with her. Tekla, to me, is good. AEW is better wrestling, WWE is better storylines overall. I don't fucking agree with that because, better wrestling how? Better wrestling, weekly wrestling. If you're just gonna give me weekly wrestling all the time, I don't care about that, honestly. Dynamite, like how much suffocating I get, how much suffocated I get watching too much wrestling. On the other hand, you know, even on the pay-per-views, okay, 2025 in this example, I don't want to cover that shit again, really. I covered it at the start of the hour. We covered it. Go back if you want to listen to that. How I felt about both companies in 2025. But this year right now, AEW, to me, I don't think that they have better wrestling. I don't, because I mean, come on, not always. Sometimes, yeah, not always. WWE has better storylines overall? No, they don't. They're all what they want to fucking go on is a moment. Storyline. Man, what storyline other than the Bloodline storyline has really fucking delivered, honestly, that I care about? No, that's not. WWE doesn't have better storylines. They don't. They don't. This whole narrative that AEW is all pro wrestling, story is what started pro wrestling. Stories are what make people invest their emotion into pro wrestling. Vince and Austin. Story. WCW, Hulk Hogan turning heel, all that. Story, whatever, I'm going to keep on mentioning every single thing. El Generico and Kevin Steen in Ring of Honor. Story. All these wrestling promotions where I believe Ring of Honor was where the best wrestled. So, AEW is not where the best wrestled, first of all. I don't believe that one thing. I don't. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass. I'm going to tell you what the sickos want you to know. AEW is not where the best wrestle. Every company, every pro wrestling company out there needs story. This whole act of best wrestling, best wrestle, man, don't start to blow up smoke up my ass. I don't care about it. I don't. Like, I'm not some fucking little child that I'm watching this shit. I'm watching this shit for so fucking long now. I don't care about it. I don't. So don't blow smoke up my ass with the whole where the best wrestle. I want to be emotionally invested with story, with narrative, with character work that you put through with your wrestlers. That's what you gotta do. Story makes the match better. AEW does allow their wrestlers to go 100 miles per hour. Basically, that's why they fucking getting injured. Man, let's not even talk about freaking Kota Ibushi getting injured. Good God. Tells you enough. You need to know. That's what AEW does. They blow smoke up your ass with the whole, we're the best wrestler. But we already went over that we already went over that at the start of the show. At top of the hour, you can go back and talk about that. You can go back and listen to that later, honestly. You know? I'm not gonna go over that again. But the whole where the best wrestle is bullshit. And I absolutely where the best wrestle either was, I think currently would be New Japan Pro Wrestling or Stardom. If it's not New Japan and Pro Wrestling or Stardom, I'll give it to all-timer Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor. And even Ring of Honor, as I said, had story involved in it. And that's what people cared about El Generico and Kevin Steen. El Generico and Kevin Steen, if not, is the greatest ROH feud of all time. Don't at me. I don't care really. That's just my opinion. I love that feud. El Generico versus Kevin Steen is miles better than Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. The best is that Sami Zayn is El Generico in a really weird way. No, I didn't. Two different people, but you know, you get the gist of it. El Generico and Kevin Steen was the best feud in Ring of Honor. Punk and Joe, too, but again, those were really wrestling matches, and like they had more of a wrestling in-ring feud in a way. Punk and Raven. I mean, we can talk about Ring of Honor feuds. We can talk about, like, you know, CM Punk is going to be top of the hour on that one list. But I think a really underrated sleeper feud is Tyler Black and Kevin Steen that people don't talk about. One of Seth Rollins' best work ever, I believe. One of them, not the best, but like I'll put it in one of Seth Rollins' best feuds in his career, in his wrestling career ever, top 10. His feud with Kevin Steen in Ring of Honor. But overall, AEW is not really the best wrestle, but AEW with Tekla and everything else, which is the gentleman Keith Strickland's comment right here. I gotta respond to that. AEW is putting on better product. AEW is putting on better shows in terms of, there's more narrative and story, and there's more. The shows are a bit flowing better. I think for my watch, I feel like they're flowing better. I'm more interested in the main event scene in AEW. I am into a little bit of the tag team scene with AEW, not too much. But man, that main event scene in AEW is far better than anything that WWE is doing. It's much better than WWE. We got that's what happened against MJF on top, honestly. That's my opinion for AEW, right? They'll do it. The main event scene in AEW is fucking great. There's a great main event scene in AEW. I'm into the women's division more in AEW. With Tekla and other women too. The women's tag team championship is there. The trios title, I fucking want to burn those championships to hell. I don't care about them. The worst thing about AEW are those trios titles, and I believe the other one is Ricochet's championship, which again, I don't care about that either. 2 titles, I don't give 2 shits about. Yeah. The friggin' trios championship, which I believe have regressed those tag teams. Not regressed them, but in ways of it just has made them less special. The tag team championships. When they started off, they were cool. They were like, oh, AEW needed them. They don't need those trios belts. Please get rid of them. I would have them get rid of those belts and bring up the intergender belt. The intergender belt where we have intergender matches. I am more into that. I'm more into the intergender championship. Just fucking remove the trios championships. I don't want to see them. I don't care about trios. I don't care about these trios matches. Man, I'll give you one thing negative about AEW from last year as well. The amount of trios matches, I don't want to see trios matches every single week. They fucking bored me to death. They freaking, not just bored me to death, they fucking suffocated me with those trios matches. They fucking made me go crazy. Not gonna go crazy, but just made me feel like, what the hell am I watching? It was every single week, 2025, trios match. It was, and sometimes it was a trios match and a 5-star all-star match. I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to see this. This is boring. You have nothing. You don't have a creative mind. You don't want to do something really creative. You don't want to put a narrative and story and let the show flow up with segments and cool segments and all, it's a narrative and dialogue. Why the fuck are we doing that? Why? So, trios matches are not it for me. So those belts go away. Main event division, man, Adam Page, MJF, that whole promo with MJF and Adam Page, where he went to talk about that you're basically like me. We're a lot similar. Adam Page told MJF that I gotta get down dirty or whatever. And I'm a lot like you, more than I can admit. But I'm a lot like you. He accepted that. And and basically the whole MJF and Adam Page feud, this is their last match, hopefully. I don't know who wins. I'm not sure about it. I think Tony Khan can take off the championship of Adam Page, and I think if that's the case, that might lead to Swerve and Adam Page at Dynasty. Imagine if they do that, and then he will lead to Swerve and Adam Page. Not just Swerve and Ospreay, or Swerve and whoever, Darby, I guess, all in Wembley. There's much to say about that, huh? All in Wembley. So I'm gonna AEW like the best thing in pro wrestling right now is the AEW main event division. I don't fucking gonna blow up smoke up your ass here, but I don't know why I'm saying that shit over and over again. Because I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna glaze and sugarcoat. I'm gonna tell you the honest opinion. The best thing in pro wrestling in 2026 right now is the AEW main event division. Period. So AEW, I'll put it at the end. I think we'll try to see right now. AEW to me is in 2026, in this year, I feel like they've put the things together and they might be heading into a boom period here. AEW is like, the crowds are louder, the crowds feel more energetic in these shows, you know? That vibe in 2025 and the latter half of 2023 and 2024 was just, I mean, those crowds were not it. They were not it. They were not it. Those shows were just not cool and they were not entertaining and the crowds were fatigued. They didn't care about it because there was too much pro wrestling they would like we have to see all the time. Overall, AEW, again, as I say again, start of the year, they're the best thing in pro wrestling right now because they have the best main event division right now. And the main event division is the best fucking thing in pro wrestling right now as we enter the month of March, basically. As we enter the month of March, it is the best thing in pro wrestling. No doubt about it. AEW to me is the best right now. And I'll go over again whole Adam Page and MJF, which again, that shit is so great. Adam Page and MJF, I'm a lot similar than who you are or whatever, and I am basically like you, the more than I can admit, and how that he will never challenge for the unpredictability and that Swerve and Omega, man, holy shit. I'm losing my voice a bit now. I'm going up at the top of the hour too much now for you can see my passion will run through this, the Elimination Chamber. That show was a fucking... Elimination Chamber lost its soul, basically. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, who came last year with Travis Scott, took the fucking soul out of Elimination Chamber and went along. So, fuck Dwayne Johnson and fuck Travis Scott. I'm not against Travis Scott, but that's what I feel like. That's what Dwayne Johnson did. So, that's what he did. The Rock took the soul out of Elimination Chamber. So Elimination Chamber felt freaking soulless. I'm quite intrigued and excited about AEW Revolution coming up. I believe it's coming up. When is it coming up? It's coming up in the middle of March? March 15th something? I'm not sure when it's coming up. I will check the dates again, but it's coming up in the middle of March, I believe. So I'm excited for AEW Revolution. It's crazy that I'm basically 10 years, I find that fucking interesting. I'm 10 years younger than MJF. MJF's gonna be 30, I'm 20. He said on my birthday, so he's, it's crazy. He's that young, it's insane. He's that young and he's done so many great things. And I could say I grew up watching MJF. Is that wrong to say? I grew up watching MJF. I'm not gonna deny that. I'm not. But overall, I'll give you my take on this. AEW, to me, has the better men's main event division. Revolution should be probably the best show of the years. I'll put it out there. I think I'll be doing a live stream over that. I don't know. I'll maybe do a review of Revolution on the Unscripted KAYFABE. That will be coming up. I might be going live in terms of we'll watch along, we might have fun, you might get a live reaction. I don't know. Think about it. I did those for a bit. I did. So for AEW Revolution, not a show I care about to do. Might do it for WrestleMania. I say might. It's not a thing I might. I did it for my first live reaction, I believe. In person, I believe I did. Because I wear a luchador mask when I do that. So I don't want to show off my identity to anybody. I did those live reactions at, I started them at WrestleMania 41, which was again in Vegas. So, that was that. But again, I think I might do that with Revolution coming up. I think I would do that definitely. And then I will cover it on the Unscripted Kayfabe too. I would definitely cover it on Unscripted Kayfabe. We're going to cover Revolution. Hopefully it's a great ass show. Moving on to MJF and Adam Page again, they fucking brought unpredictability and just story, and it's just a fucking great segment, and I'm loving what they're doing. I'm seriously loving what AEW is doing with that. Moving on, from MJF and Adam Page, Swerve and Omega. Man, that thing started to brew up with the whole like Andrade and Adam Page match, Swerve and Omega and Josh Alexander, you know, that shit started to brew up here and there. Omega and Andrade as well. I'm into that definitely. I'm quite into the main division, but that shit went into Swerve and Omega and started getting personal. And then they had their match. They had to pull up around Brawl where they freaking went at each other, and they had their match. I believe we talked about his goddamn diverticulitis, which Omega went through, so that was definitely mentioned in there. And Swerve and Omega was really good. The match was really great. So I'm really into that whole Swerve and Omega program. I think that thing is just incredible. And I think AEW's main division is not even at its fullest, so we're going to get into that later at the end. But we're going to end off here. AEW's, so Swerve and Omega, that ending, that part where he attacked and basically killed and sent him packing to Japan where he's going to compete in a video game tournament, which we know, you know, in terms of outside kayfabe, we're not even talking about that. But I think I broke the rule here at the Unscripted Kayfabe. We are not here to talk about what's going outside the kayfabe, right? Sorry, I'm really sorry about that. I broke a rule. I apologize. This is the Unscripted Kayfabe. This is not outside kayfabe. Omega was killed by Swerve Strickland basically on the show. So I really enjoyed it. I really find Swerve Strickland more sadistic and just, you know, Swerve's a tweener, and saw that more on Dynamite with his promo where he said that I took out one of your favorites, you know, and crowd is chanting, whose house? Swerve's house. And then basically, you know, Swerve is cooking. He's like a badass tweener. He looks so cool and all that shit. Swerve's great. Fucking love Swerve. Swerve Strickland is probably, he looks like a fucking beast. Like his build, and his build is just all it. And now he's freaking like a tweener. Man, apparently he's not a baby face. Like just a fucking baby face. I don't want to see that from Swerve. So he took out Omega, basically loved that angle, loved that, and loved how he explained everything. Like he's a tweener. In our circumstances, I don't see him as a heel yet. It's gonna happen. I think we're gonna discuss that later in the next week on Unscripted Kayfabe on when it comes up on Wednesday. Definitely. We're gonna discuss that. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. At 10 a.m., 11 a.m., whatever time it goes. We're gonna discuss that on the Unscripted Kayfabe again, definitely. But Swerve and Omega, to me personally, I feel like, not personally, but in my opinion, I think that shit is probably the best going thing out there. Like Swerve and Omega, it's gonna brew. With Brody King and Swerve Strickland going at it, I think Brody King and Swerve Strickland is gonna be something dangerous, man. This is a dangerous man. I'm into that. This Revolution show might be the best show of the entire year. AEW is looking in a good position, and I'm enjoying AEW far more than I'm enjoying WWE. So I'll say again, fuck WWE. Their product is not it. CM Punk and Roman Reigns is the only thing I care about, other than everything is boring, repetitive, and it's just no like means to it. It's staying there. It's like they're not moving forward with it. It's the same repetitiveness, and I'm sick of it. And I can't stand watching that same fucking product. So WWE's product, in all opinion, is awful. It's dog shit, and I don't care about it. I don't care about it that I'm gonna talk about it. That I'm gonna glaze it. One sleeper Monday Night Raw that I didn't expect to really, hit the mark. Doesn't mean I'm gonna blow smoke up their ass and I'm gonna basically say, hey, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and give them the ball and say, hey, man, great show. I think WWE's back at their best. No, they're not. Do better. Give me more progress. Give me more non-repetitiveness. Give me more interesting storylines on the weekly shows next week, so I could care more about it. But overall, I think AEW to me so far in 2026 is my favorite wrestling promotion out of WWE and the better wrestling television show. I am more into AEW than I'm into WWE. I'll honestly tell you that. And I will absolutely not blow up your smoke and say that's where the best wrestle. No, I'm gonna end it that. AEW is not where the best wrestle, but AEW is my favorite wrestling product right now. Out of the two, I'll give it to AEW. Because that main event division, man, that feud with Omega and Swerve, and right now the little like breadcrumbs with Swerve and Brody King, like come on. And speaking of Brody King, we covered the whole ice shit over there on the Wrestling Is Spades podcast. So season 4, it was formerly called the Wrestling Is Theaters podcast. We covered that already last week or so. I think it was Friday. I'm not mistaken, it was Friday. Was it Friday when we covered it? I believe it was Friday. I think it was Friday. So yes, we covered that shit on Friday. Or so. But overall, I'll give AEW the benefit of the doubt. They're putting on the better wrestling product, more enjoyable, more worth watching, and I care to support the AEW product more than I care to support the WWE product. Because they just want to do fucking moment after moment, and they lie with their bullshit lying about their fucking Marvel storytelling. No, they're not. They're not. They're not even DC level storytelling. And DC's doing, I think, a really great job nowadays, in this decade at least. They're not, I mean, it's funny that they have Stranger Things on their goddamn, they have like a collab with the show. I mean, they're not even the level of that show, okay? They're not. They're not. You know, I'd rather give my time to that show, and I honestly did, because I grew up watching Stranger Things, so. I gave my time to that show, then I gave time to Monday Night Raw and weekly WWE television. I did cover John Cena's retirement tour, retirement match, though. You can go back and check that out. But I did not cover anything else in pro wrestling, especially WWE, really. I didn't. Overall, again, they're not what they seem to be. This whole storytelling thing, they're not. They're not that. They're just become a freaking moment after moment. Other than Punk and Roman, I don't care about WWE. I absolutely don't like WWE right now. WWE is bad, it's not interesting, it's repetitiveness, it's boring, it's goddamn boring, honestly. AEW, on the other hand, is cool, it's interesting, it's more fun to watch, it has more better wrestling. I agree with that too here, with this gentleman who, Keith Strickland, who said, I agree with the better wrestling term. I do. But I'm not saying that's where the best wrestle. Or that's where the best have always wrestled. The best would wrestle over Stardom or New Japan, or otherwise I'll give them the benefit that would be Ring of Honor all-timer. All-timer Ring of Honor is where the best used to wrestle. Or Dragon Gate. Dragon Gate, maybe. Seen some Dragon Gate stuff here and there, so I know. I can give my opinion on that, okay? AEW is putting on the best product right now. Wrestling-wise too. Storytelling too. Main event division is firing on all cylinders. They're not even at their top right now. They don't even have like their top. They don't even have all their main eventers right now. Okay, we're not even at freaking full strength with AEW. But AEW is the better wrestling product. I'll just leave it at that. That'll be it for the Unscripted Kayfabe. This is Wrestling with Spades, and this is Spades, host. And we're out of here, folks. We are out of here. The Unscripted Kayfabe.
Riverside.
Powered by Riverside FM.